Okay, so hi guys, welcome to Grub Garden. Today we're going to be doing a nice pesto ricotta aubergine roll with some sesame seeds on it as well. So I've got all the ingredients here. So what we need to start doing is actually toasting off our pine nuts. So nice hot pan, non-stick pan, straight on the heat. Dry pan, no oil in there, because if you put oil, it won't actually get any colour. So while that's colouring, I am going to start slicing up my aubergine or eggplant. I like to call it eggplant. So you can get a big one, you can get the mini ones, it doesn't really matter. So if you just want to chop off his little hat, just like that, and then cut off a small amount so you've got a nice flat base so he doesn't roll away anywhere. And then cut off the outer bit, you don't really want to eat that bit. Okay. And then you want to slice it about 2 millimeters, not very thick, nice and thin, super duper thin, just like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll do one more for luck. Perfect, just like that. This will feed about 2 people. So once you cut it, I mean, you want it so thin that you can practically see through it. If there's holes, don't worry about that. Keep giving this a little jiggle, because you want it to get nice and hot and start toasting off. That's probably on a high heat on gas. So once you've done that, what you need to do is just kind of pop these straight all on your board. Sorry. And then take some olive oil and just pop it all over the top like that. Drizzle it on. And then we're going to season it. Salt and pepper, because this will give it flavour. Just like that. We're just going to do it on one side. Don't need to do it on both sides. Just like that. Okay. Make sure that oil is really rubbed in. Otherwise it will kind of just stay in one place. Okay. And then once, I don't know if you can see on the camera, but they're starting to get a bit of colour. Okay, there we go. And then when you start to see some colour, that's when they're starting to toast off. So you can pop them into your pestle and mortar, just like that. Straight in there. Keep the pan on nice and hot, because we're going to put in our aubergine. Straight in the pan, dry pan, no oil. You're going to hear it sizzle. Straight in there. You can fit about 3 in that pan. So you bash this up. And then, once you've done that, what we're going to do is add some garlic to this. So just literally chop off the tail, just like that, the end. Biggest part of the knife, bash it, release all the garlic. It should come off in one go like that. How cool is that? No garlic hands.
Good skills.
Thank you. Pop it in there, bash that up. This is for the pesto. If you want to get rid of that horrible garlic smell on your hands whenever you're cooking, wash your hands in cold water and then rub them against steel. So like a steel bowl, something like this, just like that. It'll get rid of the smell. I'm being for real. It'll get rid of the smell.
That's going to change my life.
I'm glad it does. Okay, then we're going to go in with some lemon juice. I'm going to go in with about half. If there's any seeds, try not to get those in there. Don't want to spray lemon juice at the camera. Mix that together. You're making a paste. Check these out. They don't take very long. Have a look at the other side. They're starting to get a bit of colour. Keep an eye on them. You can do this on a griddle pan as well. Okay, and then we're going to go in with our basil, coriander and parsley. Bash that up. Bruise all the colour out of it, because that's what's going to give it all the flavour. Still watching these. Have a little peek. Starting to colour more in the centre than on the outside. They don't take very long because they're so thin. I'm not too fussed about too much colour, but just flip them around if they're a bit thicker on one side. And that way. Bashing this up. Okay, and then we're going to go in with the ricotta. Okay, just be very careful, it does go everywhere when you mix it. It'll start to form kind of a bit of a paste. Okay, you're done with the pestle now, you don't need that anymore. So mix this all together. Now you need to taste it for seasoning. Salt and pepper. Taste those pine nuts. Salt and pepper straight in there. Give it a mix. And then we're going to go in with some Parmesan. So I didn't go too much on the salt because Parmesan is naturally very salty. So about 20 grams of grated Parmesan goes straight in there. Mix that together. Have a little taste. Tastes great. Okay, let's watch these. I want to make sure that they're getting good colour. Starting to cook all the way through. Like I said, they don't take very long because they're so thin. The aubergine is nice and soft. I've got 5 pieces here. I'm just going to lay them all out on the board. Okay, I'm going to take my ricotta mix. You have to wait for them to just chill out a little bit. It doesn't take very long because they're so super thin. Pop the mixture just a little bit off center. Just a little bit. You don't want to overfill these, otherwise they'll go everywhere. Okay, and then you just and then just roll them up, and you'll see the filling start to go a little bit out at the ends, but that's okay. Don't worry if there's any holes, gives it character. Roll him up, straight like that, straight like that. Okay, and then get our board ready. Okay, and then literally dip each end in the sesame seeds, like that. And then line them all up on your board. This is a really good starter, or if you have any vegetarian friends. I have a few vegetarian friends. Just a little bit of lemon juice. Just a little bit on the top. And then you can serve a little bit on the side. So guys, that is your aubergine stuffed with ricotta pesto and sesame seeds. If you want to get the recipe, click the description below. Follow us, subscribe, and I'll see you next Thursday.